per paycheck is 7.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm nervous, y'all.
Oh,
Good evening. Good evening. We'll let everybody come on in and get ready to get started.
hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. Thank you. All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening and welcome to our Diabetes Awareness Month event. We are excited to be doing this virtually with you guys. We have a great program for you tonight. This is entitled Cooking with Chef Leah. I am Latoya Hall, Chairman of Women's Health and Wellness Committee of Chi Omicron Omega of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We're excited to have each and every one of you joining us. Like we said, it is Diabetes Awareness Month. And one thing that we know that we all could do a better job of, whether you have diabetes or not, is live healthy, eat healthier. So we are excited to have Chef Leah with us tonight to share with us a couple of recipes on how we can both improve whether or not you're a diabetic, and then also help you to not become a diabetic, correct? So we're excited and we're gonna get started. But before we get started, we got a few housekeeping rules. We want to be very engaged. Chef Leah is excited about hearing how things are going while you're cooking. So we wanna ask you that you turn on your cameras. Show us how your cooking is going. If you have any questions at that time, feel free to come off of mute and ask your question, or you can put your questions in the chat. We will have someone manning the chat and we'll make sure that we get your question answered, okay? So if you want to and you want to send it privately, you can do that. We're asking that you send it to Michelle Clark privately if you don't feel comfortable, okay? So for the purpose of today's event is to highlight the importance of knowing about diabetes and taking the steps like adopting a healthier diet to prevent or control it. Before we get started, we're gonna have our very own Dr. Nicole Plenty, who is co-chair of Women's Healthcare and a Wellness Committee, provide us with the general information about diabetes and ways that you can help reduce the complications from this disease. Dr. Nicole Plenty.
Good evening, everyone. So as Latoya said, I work alongside her as the co-chair of the Women's Healthcare and Wellness Committee of Chi Omicron Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And we are so excited to have each and every one of you here virtually. You probably don't have to think too long to think about the names of at least 3 people you personally know who has diabetes. And that's because millions of people have been diagnosed with diabetes thus far. But did you know that 1 in 5 people in the United States are living with diabetes and they don't even know they have it? Yeah, you've heard correctly. And the majority of these undiagnosed people are non-Hispanic Black people. There are 3 general types of diabetes. So there's type 1 that usually starts in childhood. This happens because your pancreas that literally usually makes insulin is literally not making insulin anymore. So your cells can't absorb sugar into them the way that they need to process sugar for energy. Type 2 diabetes, this happens because cells can't sense circulating blood sugar. So the cells have basically become desensitized to sugar, so your cells no longer respond to absorb sugar. And then there's gestational diabetes, which is caused by hormones from pregnancy. And that acts like type 2 diabetes in pregnancy, as the cells are also desensitized to glucose or your blood sugar that's circulating. So for the purpose of today's event, we're going to be talking about this from a type 1 and type 2 diabetic perspective. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health, compared to Caucasian Americans, Black Americans are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes, 3.2 times more likely to have associated end-stage renal disease or really bad kidney problems, and more than twice as likely to be hospitalized for lower limb amputations. So this is more than just a little high sugar, okay? Constant uncontrolled high blood sugar or uncontrolled diabetes can increase our risk of a lot more than just amputations. Also, it increases our risk for cardiovascular disease, which basically means we're at higher risk for strokes and or heart attacks. Being diagnosed with diabetes doesn't mean that you'll have complications, but ignoring the symptoms, not being diagnosed, and not controlling your blood glucose levels, or AKA your blood sugar, is how we get into trouble and how Black people become twice as likely to die from diabetes than any other race. Most people with diabetes don't have symptoms, okay? So people say, oh, I feel good. Well, that doesn't mean you don't necessarily have diabetes. The most common symptoms of diabetes, if you have them, is frequent nighttime waking to urinate. So people say, oh, I got up to go to the restroom like 3 or 4 times last night. Well, that's a sign of diabetes. Increased thirst or feeling really thirsty all the time, weight loss without trying. So all of a sudden you've lost 40 pounds in a couple months, you haven't been exercising, you haven't changed your diet, you may want to get assessed for diabetes. Blurry vision and numbness and tingling in your hands or feet. If you have lesions or incisions or cuts and scrapes and they're very slow to heal, that can be a symptom. Or if you have really dry skin, that can also be a symptom. If you're overweight, if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or if you're a smoker, you should be screened annually to see if you have diabetes. Even if you don't have symptoms, you should be screened annually if you have those risk factors. So how can you reduce your risk of diabetes and long-term complications from the disease? Well, it's a pretty easy concept, which will take great effort. And that is changing your daily habits. And the biggest thing you can change is your daily eating habits and adapting a more active lifestyle. All of us should be doing about 150 minutes of exercise per week. That's 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. But you cannot outwork a bad diet. So people say, oh, I'm going to work out, but I'm still eating fried chicken. You can't do that. So the most important thing is what you actually eat. Okay, so to reduce your risk the most, you should adopt a low glycemic, low carbohydrate diet and actually eat more frequent meals throughout the day. So I usually encourage my patients in and out of pregnancy to eat 3 low carb meals, high protein, and eat snacks between your meals throughout the day. This means you should be eating about 6 times a day. So to help us figure out the diet part, we will now go to Amy, who will introduce our guest chef, who will guide us through a quick and healthy meal option.
All right. So Chef Leah K. Iguatu is a nationally renowned blogger, influencer, and pre- and postnatal women's fitness trainer. She has been married to her college sweetheart, Sunny, for 14 years, and they currently have 4 children. Chizo, 10, Odego, 7, Kosi, 4, and the newest member of the Iguatu family, baby Nosi, 1. Leah enjoys leading, encouraging, and motivating women to take care of their temples, physically, and most importantly, spiritually. You can follow along with her via Instagram at FitFoodieLea and sign up for her monthly recipe subscription via her blog at www.fitfoodieLea.com/join. Now, without further ado, please give a warm virtual welcome to Chef Leah.
Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Hopefully so.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to be an extremely interactive evening, you guys, especially if you're cooking along with me. I want to know what you're doing, where you're at, if you get stuck or anything like that. First of all, let me just say thank you to Amy for that sweet and warm welcome, and also to the ladies of Kylie chapter. I want to thank my family, my friends, my supporters for just being on this evening. I just truly appreciate your presence and your support. So that said, we are going to get into these recipes, you guys. So we have some yummy diabetic friendly goodies to make tonight. And I hope that I'm able to prove once again that eating a diabetic friendly menu is not, you don't have to sacrifice flavor. Really for any type of dietary menu, right? So that said, we are going to make my orange glazed holiday salmon, as well as my roasted Brussels sprouts with pecans and bacon. So you guys know Thanksgiving is tomorrow. It's like really, really close, right? But I just want you to know these recipes will be amazing for any holiday table. You know, we have Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's coming up, and these will be wonderful, healthy additions, these dishes that we're gonna make tonight. So there are some things that we have got to do. The quicker we start cooking, the quicker we eat, right? So we really need to get on it. But again, I just want to thank you guys for being here and for cooking with me. I love doing this right here, even virtually. Yeah, let's get started, you guys. So if you're cooking with me, let me know. Again, I want this to be extremely interactive. I want to know what's going on with you. And if you are cooking with me, what I want you to do right now, turn around, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees, right now. So let me turn around and get that going as well. So thank you to Dr. Nicole for that amazing presentation. That was great info right there. If you guys have any questions, of course, I co-sign on the physical fitness part for sure. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Let's get it in. Do we have any guys? I almost said ladies. Yeah. Besides my sound guy, my husband. If we have any guys, well, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, exercise is a big deal and so good for you. So exercise, of course. And then I'm going to talk about some of the things that you should include in a diabetic friendly menu. We're going to get into that. We're going to cook and check. And then we're also going to discuss some things you should severely limit or just deal without altogether, right? We're going to get into that. All right, so we got our oven preheating, yes. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that you should include in your diet. And while we do that, okay, good. Yes. Let me take a look at you guys. Let me see. So if you're cooking, wave at me. I can see all of you. Oh, nice. That's a good chunk. Fabulous. You're doing the good thing, guys, by being here tonight and taking control of your habits for sure. Healthier habits. All right, if you're cooking, again, I could be a little bit more specific, but I allotted time for us to prep anything that we have to prep. So I want you to go ahead and grab a baking pan. And you can use either aluminum foil. If you don't want to, you can also use parchment paper. I want you to get a layer. Go ahead and line your pan. And we're going to toast the nuts. We're going to go ahead and get that going for our Brussels sprouts. Now, I have pecans, guys, but you can also use walnuts. That would be another healthy fat. That's a healthy fat that you can include for a diabetic friendly diet. What other healthy fats are there? Avocado, love me some avocados. My daughter loves guacamole. What else is there? Nut butters, peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, and then walnuts would be an alternative for the Brussels sprouts if you like. So we have our third cup of walnuts. Of pecans. 350. Go ahead and put your oven up 350 degrees. And we're going to go ahead, like I said, and get the pecans ready. So to me, this is not a step that you should skip. It's crucial. Just like if you have a sandwich, I always want my bun toasted. You have to toast your nuts because it makes a complete difference in the recipe and how it tastes. That crunch is definitely needed. So if you have pecan pieces, you're already ahead of the game. No big deal. You can go ahead and put it on your line baking sheet. But if you don't, I have pecan halves. So I'm just going to do a rough chop on my cutting board. Just like that. And so we're not going to add any cooking spray or anything like that because we want for it to be dry and get nice and toasty and crunchy and crispy. Any questions so far? gonna be the place. No, no oil at all, no oil yet. No, we want the pecans or walnuts, whatever nut you're using, to be nice and dry.
Any alternatives to pecans?
Yeah, walnuts. You can also do almonds, really. Cashews wouldn't really crisp up too well, but yeah, almonds would be a good one too. Pistachios would be great as well. Yeah. And again, those are all contributing to healthy fat for sure in a diabetic friendly diet. So I'm gonna take my pecans, spread them out on the board. Just a rough chop, nothing crazy. Then if you have some super big pieces, you just break them by hand. And so here we go, here are our nuts. So I have a 1/3 cup right here. So my oven is still preheating, so I'm gonna wait for you guys for sure. Oh, and also we have another camera back here, guys, so I'm not sure if it's on the view. If you can see me, but we have, it's titled Fit Movie Camera too, so when we start cooking the salmon back here, you can just switch the camera and see what I'm doing. Awesome, awesome. All right, so while your ovens are still preheating, we have our nuts ready to go once our ovens are ready to go, but we still have more things to prep, right? So what we're gonna do now, we'll go ahead and get the Brussels sprouts ready to go. So fruits and vegetables are great, of course, right? So fruit has a little bit more carbs than veggies, but they're great in moderation. You'll hear me say that a lot. Moderation is a good thing. So fruits for sure. But then when it comes to your vegetables, you want to focus on your dark leafy greens. So you got your kale, my mom went blank. You got your kale, you got your spinach, you have your collard greens, you have your Brussels sprouts like we're making today. Those are going to be your best friends. So try to get in a serving of vegetables. I know for me, I try to get in a serving every meal, even breakfast. I'll sprinkle some spinach or some kale into my egg whites, and have some real veggies or something with lunch or dinner. But definitely try to get those veggies in, or you can even add them to a smoothie as well, right? So I have my Brussels sprouts here. We're gonna go ahead and prep those, guys. While our oven is almost there, almost there. If your oven has already reached 350, go ahead and pop your pan in there and put the timer on 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right, so with our Brussels sprouts, guys, I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna cut off the stem, right? And then I'm just gonna cut the whole thing in half. So I'm gonna cut the stem off, turn it, and then cut it in half. Let me come up for a close up. So here's our Brussels sprout. Looks like a mini cabbage, right? So I'm gonna cut this stem off, this part. Then I'm gonna cut it in half, just like that. So do that to the whole pound. This is 1 pound.
I cheated. I bought the ones already cut in half. I'm late.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's like I said, you're ahead of the game. So let's talk about what else, guys, you should include in a diabetic friendly diet. Can anyone tell me, give me some, there's my oven. Let me go ahead and put the nuts in again, 5 minutes. Got the timer going. Good. So yes, can someone give me some examples of lean protein? Anyone? You can either say it audibly or type it in the chat.
Turkey breast.
Okay. Turkey breast, yeah. That's a great one. One of my favorites when I get started chicken. There's one chicken. Who else? Who can give me good examples of lean protein? And even vegan options. How many of you are vegan? I know at least one person, because someone asked me what can they substitute the salmon for? Or would tofu be a good option? And yes, it is.
I'm a part-time vegan.
Part-time vegan?
Yeah.
Okay, vegetarian, okay.
Lauren says tuna.
Tuna is a great one.
Whitefish.
Yep, whitefish. What types of whitefish? I'll give you some examples. I love halibut. So yes, why? We need to every now and then. Well, whether you're vegan or not, I know you guys are pretty top of the ground. I love her. She is incredible. She is amazing. I'm so mad I missed the book tour when she came here to Houston, but she's just an inspiration to watch for sure. And I love her recipes as well.
I tend to use a lot of portobello mushrooms because I don't eat meat.
Yes, yes, that's
They
a.
made something in the chat. Whitefish, cod, lobster, cod.
Cod, that's another one of my favorites. Yep. So whitefish, lean chicken breast, turkey breast. Those are good ones, guys. Round turkey. Very, very good.
We got some people that came to like the cameras on Facebook.
Oh, nice. Yes, let me see the beautiful faces. All right, what else, y'all? Let's talk about whole grains. What whole grains should be included? And I'll start. I'll give you a few. So I love oatmeal. I'm still so you guys know we have a 1-year-old, but I'm still nursing her 3 times a day minimum. But oatmeal is great for a diabetic friendly diet, but also milk production. So oatmeal. You got your quinoa. Anybody loves quinoa? That's a great thing to add. And also whole grain pastas, whole grain breads, whole grain cereal. Those are great things to add to your diet as well. Okay, I am done chopping all these Brussels sprouts. We got about over half time left for our nuts. How are y'all doing? Update me, please. Update me. Even if you're just following along, grabbing recipes. Again, I'm just happy you're here. And I know that you'll love them. Let me know how you love them. If you're not following me on Instagram already, please do. FITFOODIELE. I also have to tell you guys about the giveaway. So make sure you're paying attention for sure. Someone will walk away with a $50 Soda Top gift card and a month free of my dairy-free and lactose-free recipe subscription. I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, snacks, everything in between. That's basically my recipe bank right now. And you'll have free access to that for a month. So good luck to whoever wins. Okay.
Sherry says recipe Hubby Cooks.
Hubby Cooks, I heard that. All right, so I have cut all my Brussels sprouts. If you've already done yours, just hold on for me. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse them. Make sure you wash them well, guys. All right, if you're cooking with me, how are we doing? Are your nuts in the oven? Are they getting nice and toasty? Hopefully so. So, where do you guys shop as far as groceries? Where do you shop? What's your favorite store to shop at? Either yell it at me or type it in the chat.
Sprouts.
Sprouts.
H-E-B.
Sam's.
H-E-B.
Yeah. I will say this. I know. Do you guys buy the bag salads or bag salad mixes?
Yes, bag
Those
salads.
are the cheapest. Yeah, you can get the cheap ones at Sam's for sure. Okay, my nuts are going off, guys. Hopefully yours are too. Somewhere right in there. Go ahead and take them out. Be very careful. Okay, cool. We're gonna use that same pan, guys. Make some room. All right, I'm just gonna take them off and move them to the side, just like this. So let them cool and crisp up a little bit more. I'm gonna take that same pan. Y'all with me?
Yes, we're here.
Good. I'm gonna take out another sheet of foil. Now you might want to use foil for this because we're gonna use just a little bit of the bacon fat, just a little bit for our Brussels sprouts. So I know, guys, on the recipe, Be careful with that pan, it's nice and hot, y'all. I know on the recipe it says 4 slices of bacon, so I'm gonna make a few edits to make them even healthier, even more diabetic friendly, right? So you can use 2 to 3 slices of bacon. So like Sonny was saying, I did a run last night, and the 4 slices, it was more than enough. So we can definitely scale it down to 2 or 3 and still have plenty left over, right? Afterwards, so. So I'm gonna take my bacon. Another way you can make this healthier, guys, you can use turkey bacon. I know Applegate has a type of turkey bacon that looks almost identical to pork bacon. And if you bake that in the oven, then it does emit like, what's the word for that? Maybe secrete its own oil, and you can use that oil for the Brussels sprouts as well. So turkey bacon works just fine if you don't have regular bacon. So to keep the saturated fat down, which you should eat in moderation for sure, you can use 2 to 3 slices. So go ahead and plop them on your baking sheet. This is just some low sodium, nitrate-free bacon. I'm gonna do 3 because husband. Good.
Chef Leah, we have a question. Any suggestions for those who have nut allergies? Like if they can't use nuts at all, are there any alternative to nuts?
For the Brussels sprouts, yeah, you could use, how about pumpkin seeds will work really well. For sure, pepitas, roasted pumpkin seeds, I think that would be a good alternative to the nuts as well for the Brussels sprouts.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And guys, so you can add some, for the Brussels sprouts, you can add some cranberries, make sure there's no added sugar. We'll get to added sugars though. But you can add some cranberries to the Brussels sprouts, and it would be so pretty on a Thanksgiving or a Christmas table, for sure. What's that? Oh, right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and take that pan. So I got my bacon, just 3 strips. Yes, who said that?
Ashley Bryson.
Yes, Ashley Bryson. Beautiful. Sunflower seeds are perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven, guys. And I'm gonna put.
I'm sorry, Chef Leah, did you just put the Brussels sprouts in the oven?
Oh no, this is the bacon. So we're roasting the bacon.
Okay.
Yeah. If you got pre-cooked bacon or you've already cooked your bacon, and probably I know Latoya, you have already done that, then just hang tight for me. You're good.
Okay.
So yeah, make sure you dry the Brussels sprouts for sure. How many of y'all wash your produce when you bring it home?
Absolutely.
Be honest.
40 days.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Donna says I use plant-based bacon.
Plant-based bacon, okay. Yep. Yeah, I believe I mentioned to someone to either they could use Tempeh is another one that has a good bacon consistency if you're vegan.
The question is how long is the bacon for and it's still on 350?
So the oven. No, so go ahead and take your temperature up to 400 degrees now for your bacon. Thank you for that. I definitely for that. That was Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. So we're going to roast our bacon for about, so I'm using 3 strips, so about 11 minutes or so, and it should be perfect. So how many of you cook your bacon, if you eat bacon, in the oven? Or do you do it in the microwave? Bacon, oven, microwave? Which one? Because I mean, I've done both, of course, and you just can't get that crisp that the oven brings with the microwave, in my opinion, unless you have a fancy contraption that does it in the microwave. But oven roasted bacon is, or skillet, yep.
Stove.
Or stove, yeah, less splatter in the stove for sure. Okay, cool. So hopefully your Brussels sprouts are clean and dry. Oven, oh, air fryer. Yeah, no, that's something I haven't tried, but my air fryer, I definitely use it 2 to 3 times a week for sure. And it's great for getting rid of that excess oil because it just drips down through the grates or the basket, whichever kind you have. So air fryer is a great kitchen tool that I recommend, absolutely. All right, Brussels sprouts are ready to go as soon as our bacon is done. What else can we do, guys? So I have my salmon here. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna get it out of the way. We have a little bit more to prep. So while we wait, we're going to, anything that we haven't done yet as far as prep work, we're just gonna do right now. So the salmon requires 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Let's go ahead and mince that up if you haven't already. If you have, go you, and just hang out and wait for us. And I guess we can get in, what have we discussed so far as far as the diet goes? We've got our whole grains. We've got our fruit and vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, healthy fats, right? I'm trying to make sure I have all my bases covered before we get into what we should severely limit. I know the list that's not fun to hear, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Once we know better, we have to do better, right? All right, bacon is going, and I think it might, yeah, nope. All right, we got about 7 minutes or so. So I went ahead and minced my garlic. If you're cooking with me, where are you? How are we doing? Are you prepped already?
So, Chef Leah, now we get some of our guests need some help. So we have the skillet, the oven on 400 for the, is that what we're doing right now?
Yep, we're roasting the bacon. So the oven's on 400. And if you've got 3 to 4 strips in there, it's gonna take about 11 to 12 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Spotlight camera 2. Can you guys spotlight camera 2 for us? Okay. Any questions so far? Can I speed someone up?
No, again, I'm lazy. I got the minced garlic already cut up.
Awesome, awesome. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that garlic is probably the only type of like produce that I'll get already like ready to go, you know, because it's just so tedious. So yeah, I've been I'm willing to pay the extra, you know, for already peeled garlic. Minced garlic.
Daphne says, what are your thoughts on using organic vegetables compared to using non-organic?
So, I mean, some of them are worth it. Some of them, you can just stick with conventional. One that comes to mind for me is broccoli. Broccoli has a compound in it that actually fights bugs. So they don't spray, you know, the pesticides and stuff as much on broccoli. So you can go either way with broccoli, but for the most part, it is, you know, kind of worth the splurge. I know Whole Foods is, woo, they're up there, but you can still get good organic stuff at fair prices and, you know, other grocers, of course. But I would say it's worth it, you know, it's definitely healthier, you know, less pesticides and things like that. So I would definitely go organic, but just try to find it at a reasonable grocer for sure. Any more questions? Oh, you know what else we can do for our salmon? So if you got your oranges, we can go ahead and get those sliced and get some juice going. So I have a juicer, but it's for lemons and the orange won't fit. So I'm just gonna do it by hand, no big deal. Frozen organic vegetables, those are fine, as long as when you flip over the package and it says just vegetables in there, it's good. Make sure there's no added sodium, no added sugars or anything like that. Make sure the ingredients are, you know, as unprocessed as possible. Frozen vegetables are fine because they last longer, right? Exactly. When you get, well, let Sunny tell it. If I get a whole bunch of produce and I don't have a plan, like if I don't plan it in my recipes for the week, it's gonna go bad. It's just gonna go bad, and that's a waste of money over time, right? And it's not friendly to the environment as well. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, go ahead and take your orange. Only thing that I did, this is an April orange. I just sliced it in half, and then I'm just gonna squeeze out 1/4 cup of juice. Yeah, frozen is fine. Also, oh, good. Even canned vegetables, guys. Same thing with frozen, you know, they last longer. Make sure there's no hidden sodium, added sugars, or anything like that, and it's just vegetables in there. You should be good. Unsalted, things like that. Oh man, a big chunk fell in there.
The camera left and also.
All right, I got about 3 minutes left for my bacon. Anybody having trouble? Can I help anyone? Any questions right now?
None in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cut another orange.
For the orange juice, it's 1/4 cup.
It's 1/4
Okay.
cup.
Thank you.
Chef Leah, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, so I am on a keto diet right now. And so I know that, you know, foods that are high in sugar are foods that I should avoid. Do you think that the amount of sugar that's in the orange that we're going to be using is still keto friendly? Or should I look for another citrus alternative?
Really, it really depends on the portion sizes. So I kind of knew, well, I was trying to be prepared for that question actually. And I know that, let me see, I wrote it down somewhere. It really depends on, again, your portion size when it comes to how much sugar you can have. How can I say that in another way?
What you have to do.
Yeah, and you have to compare that to your meals for the rest of the day too. It can be done, like I said, but it just really depends on your portion size. You know what? I'll be with you afterwards and explain more thoroughly. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. Okay.
Ashley, there's 9 grams of carbs in one orange, like juice from one orange. So if you're keto and you're allowing yourself 50 grams a day versus 30 grams, I'm not sure how strict you are being, then for that one meal, you should be able to put that amount of orange juice in your, for your meal.
Okay, thank you. And I also found a keto substitute for the maple syrup and those other things. So, okay, thank you for the information.
Nice, thank you for that, Dr. Nicole. Absolutely. Okay, bacon is almost ready. So I am going to, let's go ahead and talk about some things that, again, we should severely limit in our diet. And I'm just gonna start out with artificial sugars for sure, like sucralose, Splenda. There's so many red flags, guys, with Splenda. It's just linked to so many things that are just not good for you. So limit that for sure, or just avoid it altogether if you can. So if you are, fans of diet soda, Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, things like that, things that contain aspartame, they're just not good for you, not recommended for a diabetic friendly diet. Also added sugars as well. Just keep in mind that for every 4 grams, that equals 1 teaspoon. So you really, really, really have to read your labels. A product can have 16 grams of added sugar, and again, that's 4 teaspoons of sugar in there. And let's say you have 2 servings, and so you have to double that. So you have to really, really be mindful of how much sugar you're consuming for that diabetic friendly diet. What else? What other things? Can you guys tell me some things that you should avoid? There's our bacon. So yeah, if you could type in the comments or tell me what other things should you avoid on a diabetic friendly diet.
Well, if you're diabetic too, you do need to watch the amount of fruit that you eat, because some fruits are higher in sugar. So you think you might, be doing good because it's a fruit, but in a diabetic situation, a lot of fruit is not good. So it needs to be a little tiny, small apple, and when you eat an apple, or like a half a banana. Also, one of the things that's also recommended for diabetics is when you're getting a meat size, to do it the size of palm of your hand.
Yeah.
The meat portion shouldn't be no bigger than the size palm of your hand.
That's good. That's great, Sawyer. So,
About 2 to 3 ounces.
that's really, really good advice. Okay, our bacon is ready, guys. I'm going to bring it over. Yeah, you're right. Fruit should definitely be eaten in moderation. It's natural sugar, but it's still sugar, and you should definitely keep a watch on it for sure. All right, so we have our bacon, guys. I'm going to get some paper towels. Right, and I'm gonna take the bacon off and just soak up some of that excess oil. All right. One. There's two. And there's three. I'm just gonna put another paper towel on top and soak up the excess. Just like that. So I want you guys to go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 now. Take it up one more notch. Oh, awesome. Mine is ready to go. I'm just gonna put the toasted pecans in a little bowl here. And I'll get to them when we're ready for them. All right, so again, we have a little bit of the oil from the bacon. I'm gonna.
What's your thoughts on monk fruit sweetener?
Oh, I love monk fruit sweetener. I'm all for monk fruit sweetener. I use it in my coffee, sometimes in my tea to sweeten desserts and things like that. It's all natural. Highly, highly recommended. I get mine from Sprouts, and I think the brand name is Lakanto. It starts with an L. But yeah, monk fruit sweetener is a great, great, great alternative. Who said that?
Paulette.
Yes, Paulette. Beautiful. All right, I just drained a little bit of the bacon fat because we don't need so much. But now I'm gonna take the Brussels sprouts. If you guys are all with me, if you're ready to make our Brussels sprouts, I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna put them on the baking sheet. So we're gonna get a little bit of the oil from the bacon. Not yet, I'm gonna go back there. We're gonna get a little bit of oil and flavor, lots of flavor from the bacon. But now I'm going to add some, just a small edit in the recipe. We don't need, that should not say 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It should be 2 teaspoons, that's all we need. So you can either use olive oil here. I like to use grapeseed oil because it has a higher smoke point. Right? Won't burn up in the oven and set the fire alarms off and make your husband mad. So 1 to 2 teaspoons of the grapeseed oil. I'm just gonna drizzle it over the top. Yes, I am good for setting off the fire alarm here. All right, so we got our teaspoon or 2 of the grapeseed oil or olive oil, good healthy fat. And then I'm going to sprinkle some cracked black pepper. And then some sea salt. All right, then I'm gonna just take my tongs and I'm going to move it around. Make sure you get, again, some of that flavor from the bacon. Beautiful. You can also use, guys, spray oil. I love spray oil. Olive oil is olive oil spray. You can get it from any store. They have coconut oil spray as well. I highly recommend those to keep the saturated fat down in your diet as well. So you can truly keep, proteins lean. Second. All right, how are we doing? Is everybody ready for the Brussels sprouts to go in? We ready? We ready? So again, I'm just. We good? All right. So again, I'm just making sure they get a lot of that bacon flavor.
These are the questions.
And the only thing I've added again to the Brussels sprouts, guys, keep it nice and simple, cracked black pepper and sea salt.
The cool ass is that the pan with the bacon?
Yep, yes it is, yes it is. So don't throw that out. We need that. So keep that little sheet of aluminum foil that you use to make the bacon on. I drained it a little bit because we don't need all that excess oil from the bacon, but keep a little bit.
Do I need the maple? Do I need maple now?
No, we're gonna add the maple syrup at the very end. And also, guys, if you have some balsamic vinegar, that would go great on here as well. It's optional, but balsamic vinegar, if you don't have balsamic, you can also throw on some apple cider vinegar. That helps too. The acid with the bacon, it just tastes so good together. So either one of those will work. All right, I think my pan is in here. All right, so spread them out. Make sure they're in all one layer so they can cook evenly. Yes? Yeah, so here are the Brussels sprouts. They're going in, guys. So once the Brussels sprouts go in, we're going to attack the salmon, and they're going to all finish together at the same time in Jesus' name. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna set my timer to 20 minutes, and the oven temperature is on 425. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna bring my bacon over. We're gonna get that chopped and ready to go when we need it. All right, again, just pat it down with some paper towels, getting that excess oil off. And again, we can make this healthier by using turkey bacon. That's just fine. Like I said, Applegate has a good turkey bacon that tastes good and cooks up just like pork bacon. All right, so I'm going to, I added my bacon to my cutting board. I'm just gonna chop it up, give it a rough chop. There's that crispiness. Again, that only oven bacon can make. I'm just gonna chop it up. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna add this to a bowl and we will, when it's time for it, we will be ready for it. Questions?
Get some questions.
We're just confirming it's 20 minutes on the Brussels sprouts, right, Chef?
Yep,
Leah?
that's right, 20 minutes.
Thank you.
When do we use the maple syrup?
So again, we use the maple syrup at the end, after the Brussels sprouts are nice and hot. Then we're gonna drizzle it over and make it work. So we use maple syrup. Anybody tell me why we use maple syrup for the Brussels sprouts? Anybody? I'm gonna go ahead and add one.
As a sweetener?
Add sweetness.
Add sweetness, yes. But so why would I use maple syrup versus imperial sugar, like a tablespoon of imperial
Is
sugar?
it less sugar?
Nope, not exactly. No, it's about the same, to be honest. But so when
Maple tree, natural sweetener.
it's all natural for sure, but it's lower on the glycemic index, right? So that means it won't spike your blood sugar like table sugar would, right? And so that's very important when you're diabetic. So take your.
One person says healthier, another person says.
It's healthier. Yeah, you can say healthier.
Too.
Your body breaks it down better. Yes. Beautiful. So I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon. I'm just gonna eyeball it. 1 tablespoon of the maple syrup. Again, we're not using it just yet. I'm just measuring it out. That's all. I'm gonna move some just over to the side. Yes, your body breaks it down easier as well. And then I'm gonna add. So again, I have some balsamic vinegar. I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon. This is optional, but again, if you have apple cider vinegar, go ahead and add that here. It's gonna give it a nice flavor to the Brussels sprouts. Okay, good. Just whisk that up. And so we're good. When our Brussels sprouts come out, we are all set to go for our additions to add to it. All right, are we ready for the salmon? Are we ready to attack the salmon, y'all? Yes? I need a thumbs up. I need a yes, Leah, something.
Yes, Leah, we're ready.
Yes, Leah. Awesome. Okay, good, good, good. So we've already got our minced garlic. Yes. We got our orange juice. Yes, I got a little too much. That's okay. We got our, so Latoya, you said you were trying to find coconut aminos. And so
Found it.
bring it up to the screen. So this is one of my favorite brands, Big Tree
Okay.
Farms. And they have flavors. They have flavors. They have like a lime, ginger, and a barbecue coconut aminos, but this is just their original. And this is amazing. It's low sugar, low glycemic, all natural, naturally sweetened. So this is a great, great, great flavoring tool for diabetic friendly diets. Yes, Raquel. Come on, Raquel. Okay, and so I know my standard recipe calls for honey. Again, it's lower than, simple table sugar on the GI index, on the glycemic index. But you can also use agave nectar for the salmon, which is even lower than honey and maple syrup. I get this from Aldi. I got this from Aldi for like $2 or something. That's incredible because it's usually double that everywhere else. So agave nectar, again, you can use agave nectar. You can use honey. You can use the maple syrup that we use from the Brussels sprouts on the salmon. It's completely up to you. Okay, I think we are ready. I meant to have I tried to clean it like dough. Look, Ollie, you got some of your notes?
Yeah, but folks, yeah.
Okay, just clean up your station real quick as we transition to the salmon. How am I on time? Okay. So again, we want to try to match up with the Brussels sprouts. We got about 14 minutes, so that's about how long it takes to get the salmon done. All right, let's follow me over to the second camera. I'm back here now, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my fire to medium high. Medium high. You got a nice non-stick skillet. I have my salmon right here, nicely portioned. You can ask your fishmonger to take the skin off your salmon. That's usually how I like it. Typically, you have to pay for, the salmon as is, and then they go back and take the skin off.
Let's pause for a second, make sure we got these questions.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like the liquid aminos set the check on fire. Flavor aminos, where did you buy the cocoa aminos? Where did you find it at HEB?
Oh, they're there. They're there.
Yeah. Looking at it.
No side eyes, nothing side eyes.
This is really good information.
Coconut aminos is definitely at HEB. It's at Sprout. It's at Walmart. It's at Target. Coconut aminos are everywhere for sure. Now my brand, I don't know, but I know they have Bragg's is a good one.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's in my Amazon store on my blog, freakinme.com, and click on shop, and you can see all the products that I'm recommending that I'm using. They're in my Amazon store as well. But yeah, the salmon, you can ask your fishmonger. It's so at HEB, it's actually on the bread aisle. It's after like all the pickles and the olives and things like that. It's right there. But next to like the balsamic vinegars and things like that, that's where those aminos are. What?
You know where all this.
You know what? They need to pay. HEB need to put me on the payroll. Okay, so we have our salmon. So, I just have, y'all can't hear me back here. I have 4 portions that are 6 ounces each, right, for your salmon. So again, you can ask your fishmonger to take the skin off if you like. If not, you can keep it on, no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take our, we're gonna omit that oil that I have right here. I think I have 1 tablespoon of oil with the butter, which we're gonna omit that. We don't need that. Again, the salmon will make its own oil, so we're gonna use that and add that to our sauce. But we will keep the butter because it makes the sauce kind of velvety and just tastes, it just is butter. It tastes good. So I have some plant-based butter here, 1 tablespoon. You can get this at HEB as well. It's actually, it's Country Crock plant-based butter. I love it with baking, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon to my pan. Y'all see me back here? Where's my tongs?
Yes,
Okay.
we see you.
All right, I'm gonna add.
Am I putting oil or butter on my tofu?
You are doing, if it's tofu, then I would actually keep the oil. If you're using salmon, butter only. If you're using tofu, then I would add 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of oil.
Favorite brand?
Favorite brand? It's Country Crock. I know that, what is it called? There's another one out there. It's on the tip of my tongue, y'all. It's in a yellow box, a long yellow box. But I think it's Earth something, but it just tastes different. It tastes different. Country Crock plant-based butter tastes just like regular butter, right? It just doesn't have dairy, right? But it's still butter, and you have to watch your portion size. It's still butter. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take some coconut oil spray instead and coat my pan with the butter. All right, so our pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna take my salmon and I'm gonna put salmon side down. I'm gonna take all 4 of them. Y'all with me? So we're gonna go 1, 2, quickly, 3.
Earth balance.
Earth balance, yes. And then 4. And I'm gonna put my timer on 3 minutes. Make sure it's not too hot, Salmon side down. Yes, Earth balance. Who said that?
Let's see. That was Raquel Garrett.
Thank you, Raquel. Okay.
I'm the part-time vegan.
All right, I'm going to make the sauce for our salmon now, guys. If you're with me, I'm going to take my coconut aminos, my amazing coconut aminos. This is great, right? This is whether you're diabetic or not. This is still, honestly, a diabetic-friendly diet looks a lot like a meal plan that a doctor would give anybody trying to live healthier, right? It looks like a diet that I actually eat off of today. So I use coconut aminos all the time. I'm going to add 2. I'm just going to eyeball it, if you can use tablespoons, if you like, 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos.
What are the benefits of coconut aminos besides how you use it?
You like what? And then,
Somebody asked, Terry, what are the benefits of coconut aminos?
so it's basically a replacement for soy sauce. If you use soy sauce in any recipes, or if you dip sushi in it or whatever, just replace it with that for this is a healthier alternative, right? For your sauces, for your dressings. I make a lot of homemade dressings, salad dressings. If you replace soy sauce with this, it's so much better for you. So much better for you. So it's quick way.
A lot of people are allergic to soy.
Oh yeah. Good point. So I'm just going to mix again. You can use honey, you can use maple syrup.
Chef Leah, did I just see you do something with the honey as well?
Yes, I just added honey to the coconut aminos, but you can use maple syrup instead of honey. Which again is lower on the glycemic index. You can use maple syrup. Did I say that? No, you can use agave nectar.
How much coconut aminos is a teaspoon?
2 tablespoons of the aminos. And I'm just gonna mix them together. I don't have a whisk on me right now, but okay. So we have our garlic and our sauce. What is it, son? Oh, and we have our orange juice. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons of honey.
How much honey?
Yep.
Did you already put the garlic in there?
Nope, not yet.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet. That's going in there in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, guys, it's time to flip our salmon. So just give it a little wiggle, right? It's getting thick, flip it over. Oh, that's beautiful, y'all. That could be perfect. Give it a little wiggle first, and then flip. Wiggle. Flip it, and then the last one. Flip it over. Do y'all see that? Y'all didn't see that, but do y'all see the salmon? I'm gonna add 3 more minutes. I'm gonna add 3 more minutes to the salmon so it can cook on the other side. Do y'all see that golden color, that golden crust that we're looking for? Can y'all hear me? How y'all doing? Y'all talk to me, talk to me. How we doing?
It looks beautiful.
Good so far? Somebody's looking off.
Getting hungrier and hungrier.
Okay. All right, we got about 6 minutes before our Brussels sprouts, so we're gonna finish right on time, y'all. Let me clean up a little bit. Oh, you know what? Take the other half of your orange and keep it for garnish, right? So while our salmon is finishing up, I'm just gonna make some orange slices. You gotta make it IG worthy, right? Awesome. Then I'm gonna cut them in half. Maybe do some wedges. So we'll save those.
No, I only added the butter to the pan. I didn't have the coconut Cocomino. That was Lauren Bolton.
We haven't added the coconut aminos just yet. Just the butter. Butter is all we've added so far because the salmon makes its own oil, right? So that adds to the sauce. Yeah, you're good. You're good for now. All right, we got about a minute left, guys. On my end for the salmon, I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Brittany. I think that's Brittany.
Brittany Falcon?
Yes. Hi, Brittany. I see you all. Next to Brittany. Oh, wait, it's changed. Yes. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Lauren. I'm actually slowing down now. Sherry, hey, Sherry. Sherry, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for your support, girl. Anita Baker. Anita Baker.
We're supposed to combine the coconut amino plus honey mixture with the orange juice and garlic.
So I haven't added anything yet. You're still good. We have about 16 seconds and we're actually gonna add the orange juice. That's the only thing we're gonna add right now. Christina. Hey, Christina. Christina is my future sister-in-law, guys. We got about, how many days until the wedding? How you doing, Dr. Nicole? You okay? Yeah. Two thumbs up. Hey,
I'm glad you said we hadn't combined anything yet, because I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to add?
No, you're good, you're good. All right, so now, guys, we're gonna add the orange juice to the salmon. Ready? Let's go. Y'all see the camera right here? So we got the orange juice, fresh squeeze. I'm gonna turn my fire down just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I have my fire between medium and low. I'm gonna add the orange juice now. Here we go. Beautiful. And so what I want you to do is just take your tongs and just move your fish around, your fillets around a little bit in the orange juice, right? Just go like that. Make sure it's not sticking, and at the same time, the orange juice is reducing a little bit to make our sauce nice and yummy. So we're gonna cook this for about a minute or so, I'm estimating. And the next thing we're gonna add, guys, is our garlic. If you're a garlic fan, you can do 3 cloves. I only did 2 this time. But yeah, 2, 3 cloves are fine. Nice and minced. Latrice, hey Latrice. Hey girl. All right, y'all. About 15 more seconds, and we're gonna add our garlic. Oh, cool. Is that okay? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's do it, y'all. Go ahead and add your garlic in. Just like that. And just move it around in the juice. So try not to add your garlic like on top of the sandwich because then it won't cook right. And then nobody wants to bite into a chunk of raw garlic. So make sure it's in the pan and actually being cooked in the sauce. Somebody looks confused. Wait, go back. Was that Anita? No, Anita Jackson? That's not Anita.
Where?
Amanda? At the bottom, in the middle?
Amika.
Hey, Amanda.
Amika Jackson?
Yes, Amika, are you okay? All right, so our garlic is still cooking down. I'm just moving the salmon pieces around.
Amika's back.
Amika's good. Make sure it's not reducing too fast. I think I might have been a little high. Uh-oh. Brussels sprouts. All right. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the honey and the coconut amino sauce mixture. Add that to the pan. Make sure you get it all. All right, then I want you to do the same thing. Just move the fillets around. And then I want you to grab a spoon, ladies, because we're gonna spoon some of that delicious sauce on top of the salmon. Awesome. So
what would just
So I just added the coconut aminos and honey. But again, you can use coconut aminos and maple syrup, coconut aminos and agave nectar. Either one is really up to you. Like I said, agave nectar is going to be the lowest on the glycemic index and probably the healthiest for you. The texture is a little thinner than honey, so your sauce might be a little runnier, which is fine. It'll still taste amazing, I promise. But again, you can use either of those sweeteners with the agave nectar. Yep, thank you. Yep. All right, sauce looks good. It's bubbling up, right? The garlic is cooking as well. I want you to grab a spoon. I want you to tilt your pan just like that, and I want you to spoon some of that sauce over the salmon, just like that. All right, y'all. How are your Brussels sprouts? My timer just went off, so they're ready.
She's like, hey.
It's good? She's eating. Wait a minute, Raquel.
She like me, you gotta eat. Go.
Don't pay me no mind.
All right, I'll just spoon in some of this delicious sauce on top of the salmon. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the heat off.
So it's as quick and easy, looks delicious.
Yes. Beautiful. So yeah, guys, if you time it just right, you can have them both in at the same time. You can have dinner in about, how long is that? I know I was talking and explaining things like that, but 30 minutes tops, and you got, yeah, and maybe even 20 minutes, right? Because if you cook the salmon while the Brussels sprouts are going, then yeah, you can cut your time in half. So Brussels sprouts are ready. I'm gonna go get them right now.
And you said, Chef Leah, you did say turn the heat off on the salmon.
Yep, go ahead and shut the heat off. Yep. Okay, good, yeah. Awesome, we got some nice char on our Brussels sprouts. Can y'all see that? That is perfect. Okay.
Go around.
Oh, can y'all see it maybe on this one?
Yeah,
Better?
there you go. Let's go.
Beautiful. We got some nice char on some of it. Ooh, it's getting hot. Mix it in there. Okay, good. Close this up. All right. We spoon just a little bit more of the sauce on top. Awesome. I'm gonna take the salmon.
Donna Frazier said, let's go.
Yes. Now I'm just trying to get it to stay together. There's there. One. There's 3. And there's 4. Awesome. All right. There's our salmon, guys. I'm gonna take it over here to the main stage and drop it there. All right, so now we have to dress up our Brussels sprouts, and that'll be the last thing we do before we plate it up. So I like to use my.
Got a lot of yummy people.
Yum!
Chrissy says, Chrissy Hunt. I guess they said Huntery. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. It's so yummy. Really talented, because I was really thinking the same thing about yummy.
Okay, cool. So again, hey, y'all, like I said, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so you can definitely add this recipe to your lineup for sure. And let me know what you think for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Brussels sprouts, guys, and just add it to the serving bowl while they're nice and hot.
There says looks absolutely delicious.
Yes. All right, I'm just gonna.
Samaya says looks so freaking good.
And I'm going, where's my, I'm gonna get this out of the way.
For those that can't smell this.
So we got our Brussels sprouts in here. Are we ready? So now we're going to, again, we used 2 to 3 slices of bacon. You don't even have to use all this. You could do 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, then you can use all your bacon, but just take a few spoonfuls and add it over the top of your crumbled bacon, right? And then take some of your toasted pecans or toasted walnuts, toasted pistachios. It's up to you.
Rosita says, looks great, I love salmon. Leisha Williams says, wonderful flavors and textures.
Yes. And now I'm going to add the balsamic vinegar and the 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Again, you could do, what did I say earlier?
Okay.
No, for the vinegar, apple cider, ACV. So then I'm just gonna toss everything together, y'all.
Chef Leah, what sauces did you just add again?
So I added 1 tablespoon of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. It looks like this. Well, the one I have from the store. This looks like balsamic vinegar. And again, you can use apple cider vinegar if you don't have the balsamic. It'll still give, yeah, it'll still give that acid. Balsamic vinegar. This is from HEB. I think the brand is Star, yeah.
Lola Williams says, it looks amazing.
Yes.
Balsamic balsamic flavor is also good to use.
Yep, you can get that as well.
Jones says, looks good.
And then I want you to get those Brussels sprouts with some pepper and some salt. One more time.
I think it's Tasia. It looks yummy.
Thank you, Tasia. Plate it up real quick. I'm just gonna add some Brussels sprouts to my plate. Just like that. And I'm gonna come back. This one looks the best. That one's gonna fall apart. I'm gonna add some salmon. And then you take those slices, right? And make it pretty. Then you put it over the top, drape it.
Amika said, what bacon?
What bacon?
I think it's a question.
And then that is it, y'all. We have our plate. We have our roasted Brussels sprouts with pecans and bacon. And then our salmon, orange glazed holiday salmon. And that is that. Let me see some of your plates. Lovely. Thank you, Stacy. Hey, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
And then we have to give it a taste, of course. Thank you, Anita. Let me see some of your plates. I'm looking.
Oh, look at Latoya's hot. She got her plate.
I see it. Beautiful, Latoya.
Everybody hold their plates up.
I love it. Okay, who's that? That's Teresa. Beautiful.
Go to the next page.
Who else? Sanika?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Everybody hold their plates up.
Amazing job.
Everybody hold their plates so you get a screenshot.
I love it.
3, 2, and 1.
And so hopefully if you were following along, you see how easy it is. Like I said, I was stopping and, you know, talking to you guys and things like that, but it's really a quick and easy.
And this was my first time.
Dinner. Say again?
This was my first time and I was nervous at first. I was.
You did it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Beautiful, Lucretia. Looks great.
Thank you, Kayla. Thank you so
Great
much.
job, everybody.
Oh, I'm missing out. Everybody's eating. Wait a minute.
We grubbing now, yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, everybody. Whether you
My
cook
husband
them-
said that it is absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Remind
hubby.
everybody about the recipes.
Yeah. So, like I said, someone will win a monthly to my subscription. If you're still interested in my subscription, it's fitfoodiely.com/join, and my husband will drop it in the chat. Yeah, I send out a newsletter. I go over some of my favorite dairy-free and lactose-free products with you. I love sharing those. And yes, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you guys so much for cooking with me tonight. Whether you cooked with me or watched along, again, I just appreciate you being here. And yes, someone will get that $50 Sur La Table gift card. I can't wait to see you.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you, Chef Leah. Thank you, everyone. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And like I said, I needed a new couple of recipes to add to my arsenal of recipes. So this is amazing. Any other questions that anybody else had that we didn't get answered before we move on?
Thank you, Tia.
All right, look, I see.
We had one question earlier, tips to transition to a plant-based diet. Any tips to transition?
Ooh. Tips to transition. Woo. That's a loaded question. I do have meal plans, Uchenna. Tips to transition to a plant-based diet.
Someone in the chat said start weaning off the cheese. So start slowly getting yourself off of cheese. That's good advice.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many options out there available today that just weren't around like even 2-3 years ago. Like it's a lot out there today. And I'm talking about dairy-free and lactose-free, things like that. I would start there. See, you have to get out there and taste and see what you like, and then just start substituting slowly but surely. But yeah, like I said, there are a lot of options out there available today that just weren't around not too long ago. So
Brittany says, always love new ideas to add to our weekly menu. Thanks for the recipes. You put your foot in it, or should I say I did?
Nice job.
Yes, great job.
Thank you.
All right, well, Nikisha, let's give away some gifts.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. It's time for a few door prizes. I'm going to be getting the wheel ready. Definitely like to thank Chef Leah again for taking time out of your busy schedule to share these healthy recipes and show us just how to prepare them. I'm definitely looking forward to preparing this again. It looked amazing, all of the dishes that everyone prepared, super easy. So looking forward to definitely this dish again. Your expertise is greatly appreciated. And if anyone would like to subscribe to her monthly recipe subscription, please visit her website, which again is in the chat, the fitfoodielee.com, okay? So I am getting the wheel ready. We will find out what these amazing prizes are here in just a moment.
And we have 3 prizes to give away.
Yes.
Must be present to win.
All right, so we do have 3 amazing prizes. The first one is a $50 Amazon gift card. So we're gonna spin the wheel and see who our lucky winner is. Donna Fraser.
Donna.
I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, and so we are going to do another spin for another $50 Amazon gift card. Let's see who our winner is. Candace Richmond.
Candace
Candace, are you
Richmond.
still on?
Oh, man.
No?
Oh, let me check, let me see.
I guess we'll spin again, right?
Yeah.
No. I couldn't get off the fast enough. No.
There she go. There she go.
No. I'm here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And our last gift is a $50 gift card to, I hope I am saying this right, is that Sir La Table, and a free month of Fit Foodie Lee recipe subscription, compliments of Chef Leah. So let's spin the wheel for this prize. Let's see who it is. And our lucky winner is Nikki Starr. Are you here?
Nikki.
I'm here.
All right.
Sorry, I was eating.
Congratulations.
All right, we'll disregard.
Congratulations to the winners.
Yes.
It's great. All right. Okay, well, we are coming to an end now. I do want to ask that if you have your phones around, to please get ready to pull out your phones. We have a little survey. We'd love for you to take the time out and scan the QR code here on this survey. Tell us how we did so that we can either improve on future events like this. We'd like to hear from you, okay? So on behalf of Women's Healthcare and Wellness Committee, I just thank everyone for joining us this evening. I want to send a special thank you to Chef Leah. Wonderful job. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to all my committee members that also helped to get this program up and running. Definitely a well-ran program, great ideas, and I want to thank everybody on Target too. So like I said, go ahead and scan for the code and tell us how we did. And then next we're going to hear from our president and our vice president for some closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. This is Raquel. Welcome to everyone. I hope you all enjoyed cooking with Leah and Kamacron Omega and eating with me, because I was eating while y'all was cooking. But don't pay me no mind. I only eat veggies, so that's why I finished before y'all. But I hope you all felt this was helpful. Diabetes, of course, is I'm a nurse, so I see the results of people with diabetes when it's uncontrolled. So this is very important. And I did want to add one comment, kind of answer a question somebody had about the transition to plant-based. I do joke, I am part-time vegan, but I don't buy non-vegan stuff at my house. So if you come to my house, everything is vegan, but when I go out to eat, sometimes I cheat a little bit. So the one thing to the person who asked that question, I would suggest is someone, I haven't had meat since 2017. And I do dairy here and there, but primarily, again, I use all almond milk. But the first thing I did was to detox. I did a 30-day detox. And a lot of times when you detox, your body no longer craves food, certain foods and things like that. So if you're looking to transition, kind of start with a detox. And you can pick which detox works for you. I'm not promoting anyone. I've done 3. But I would suggest with that to transition and then start removing things one at a time. If you're not a cold turkey person, because I can't do like in stuff cold turkey. So that would be a way just for the person who answered that question. But again, I want to thank Leah and hubby. I won't say you did it by yourself. I know hubby was over there on tech support and everything else. So I want to thank you for supporting our chapter with this event in the community, to educating us. Nicole Plenty and Amy Moritz for your contribution this afternoon, and LaToya and the entire Target 2 committee. And again, to our community who's on the call, please make sure you do the survey. And tell us the different types of events you'd like to see so we can make sure we're putting things in front of you that you feel benefit you. So again, thank you for coming out and joining us on a Thursday. And I hope your family enjoys the meal.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Erin Freeman, Comicron Omega's Vice President and Program Chairman. Under Alpha Kappa Alpha's Women's Healthcare and Wellness Target, we continue to raise community awareness of critical health issues impacting African-American women. The primary focus is breast cancer awareness and prevention, but also heart health, care for the caregivers, and of course, nutrition and wellness, which is why we aim to bring you programs such as tonight's Cooking with Chef Leah. I'm another semi-vegetarian, and I've already been called out about my fake kitchen background. So no, I did not cook the salmon tonight. But I'll certainly be making this another day for my son. I hope that you all found tonight's informational presentation and cooking demonstration to be informative regarding managing diabetes via diet. And we encourage you to share what you've learned with others and to continue to follow us on social media as we continue to bring awareness to health-related issues that in fact impact our community. Huge thanks to Chef Leah of Fit Foodie Leave for taking time out of your evening to show us that healthy eating can still be absolutely delicious. We can't thank you and your cameraman enough. Thank you so much for joining us. And last, but certainly not least, I'd like to extend a huge thanks to Target 2 Chairman, LaToya Hall, and Co-Chairman, Nicole Plenty, and the entire Target 2 Committee for planning, organizing, and executing yet another successful event. Women's health is critical, so this committee stays busy, as you can imagine. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your salmon.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Good night. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Everything went really well, ladies.
Almost
Thank
done.
you, Leah, again.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Is Amy still on? Did she leave already?
She's here.
Hey, Amy. Thank you. Inviting me and considering me. I had so much fun. And I know Sunny's happy we're done here. But thank you guys so much. I hope
It was amazing. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I was salivating looking at that salmon because I was one who went head first into taking out meat. So the struggle has been real.
And what's awesome is normally I don't like Brussels sprouts from anywhere else, but these,
Oh, I love them.
but these here,